Alright, we're back, and it's time to take down Armored Armadillo this time. Armored Armadillo stage is so much fun. I love the design here, I love the music. And I love these little mine carts that you get to ride on. These things are so fun. Just be ready to jump at the end of this little ride. Woohoo! I outrun my Buster. That's pretty fast. Alright, now up here, this robot is going to come out of his little cave. Wait for him to do so, then jump back up. If you have the fire wave on, go ahead and take him out pretty quickly. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but it has a little benefit. Here's the third sub-tank of the game. Now if you kill that robot and move up here, it'll be a couple of energy pellets to fill up your newly acquired sub-tank. Ow. And through here, it's mostly just mets and bats, and there's a couple of those wheel guys that'll roll at you. This level's actually really short. It's almost over already, believe it or not. Donkey, 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 donkey. Always be ready to jump at the end of each one of these little mine carts. That wasn't the end, but that was. If you need to grind for power-ups, I would say those bats would be a good spot, but kind of a bad idea to grab energy pellets on a bed of spikes. Alright, now before you wanted to get to the left of the robot, this time you want to go as far right as possible. You can slide right down in front of him and outrun him to this heart tank. And then if you want, you can stand over here and watch that robot commit suicide. Ha! Kinda pointless, but still fun. Alright, and this is the last minecart, believe it or not. This level's already over. Just be careful of these little birds. They're kind of a nuisance once you go airborne here. Ready to jump. Armored Armadillo is weak against electric spark. Not only does it do more damage, but it has a secondary effect. You'll know what I'm talking about soon enough. Zap. And with that, Armored Armadillo becomes very vulnerable. Normally, if you shoot him with any of your weapons or your Buster, he will just absorb the shot and shoot it back at you in an 8-directional blast attack. But without his armor, the electric spark does, I think, 4 units of damage, and you can hit him with it while he's rolled up and normally invincible. So, kind of like Spark Mandrill, the weapon ruins the challenge of the fight. But when I fight him again in the Sigma stage, like I did with Spark Mandrill, I'll try to fight him with the Buster just to show you the difference in difficulty. Now here you get the Rolling Shield. Pretty useless weapon overall. It's good against Launch Octopus, and the charged version creates a barrier around you that can kill small enemies and deflect projectiles. Speaking of Launch Octopus, that's where I want to go next. His level is mostly underwater, so be ready for a lot of high jumps and slow falls. And yeah, apparently water doesn't cause robots to rust or malfunction, it just makes them really floaty. Got some new water skipper enemies here. Got the turtles from back in, what was it, Spartan Andril stage. Nothing too difficult yet. Once we get underwater here, there's going to be some seahorse enemies. You can see their spawn points, those bubbles coming out of the ocean floor. You can tell that's where they will appear. Storm Tornado is good for taking out plenty at once, big groups of them. This guy here, also vulnerable to Storm Tornado. And he shoots these fish missiles at you, which can be a bit annoying. I try to vacuum you towards him. Ooh, energy. These guys can't really do anything to you unless you run straight into them. They'll suck you in, you blow them up, end of story. Now we've got another one of these mini-bosses, except this time there's spikes involved. Yay! Whoa! Careful there. If you don't want to risk trying to damage him while he's using his vacuum on you, you can, if you jump high enough, you'll be out of the vacuum's range, like that. And then you can just wait for an opening and take your shot. And if you need health or want to refill a sub-tank, ride this geyser up for a free energy pellet. How am I doing on sub-tanks? Oh, I almost filled them all up. Alright. Now, this next geyser leads to nothing. Don't worry about that one. This one, however, leads to this submarine enemy, who, once you kill, Fire Wave works best. He'll crash into the floor, and, wow, that was a cheap hit. He'll crash into the floor and reveal this hidden passage, where you'll fight, gasp, another mini-boss. This guy, if you get on the back of his head here, or the back of his body, I guess. Shoot him in the back of his head. Just be careful when you fall, that you don't land in any spikes, which is very easy to do. And the 6th heart tank is yours. Just be careful when you leave here. Don't fall into any spikes. First time I recorded this, I dashed right into the spikes on my way out of that room. Good job, me. That geyser leads nowhere. I don't know what I was doing. And you've got another one of those mini-bosses, except this one will come out of the ground where you're standing, so move around a little bit until he comes up. If you're looking for a cheaper method, Storm Tornado does a very hefty amount of damage if you can time it correctly. You can take him out in one hit like that. Or, well, technically 2 hits. And then you're pretty much free and clear. You've got a couple more of these sucky fish enemies, and it's on to launch Octopus. Launch Octopus is weak against Rolling Shield. However, if you have Boomerang Cutter from Boomer Kuwanger, you can also use that on him. It doesn't do any more damage, but it will chop his tentacles off and it will take away his projectile attacks. Speaking of projectile attacks, Launch Octopus has a lot of them. That attack there, if he catches you, he will actually drain energy from you and reapply it to himself. So be very careful you don't get caught in that. He's also invincible while doing that move. And Launch Octopus can be very, very annoying. His projectiles are all over the place, very hard to dodge. He shoots in huge spurts. Man. almost got me. I usually don't do that bad against him, but the rest of the stage went pretty well, so I guess I'll call that a take. And from Launch Octopus, we get the homing torpedo, or the horming torpedo, as this game refers to it. Obviously, typo. But yeah, the homing torpedo is a pretty good weapon. It'll home in on anything that's in range, and it's very, very effective against Boomer Kuwanger coming up. Alright, I think that'll do it for this episode of Let's Play Mega Man X. Next time, we will take care of the last two Robot Masters, Boomer Kuwanger and Sting Chameleon.